I have spent the last year in a very deep integration. I wasn't hiding, but I had to bury some things to make room for the woman that sits before you. And now, walking out of that season, I realized the most important thing someone could be is integrated. Breathe, deep into this rap, deep into this. For a really long time, I thought that I had to keep my creativity and my conjure separated. I felt like the conjurer in me had to stay in the shadows and the creative me was the only one allowed light. And I know I'm not the only creative person that struggles with this, because y'all told me that I'm not the only person who struggles with this. Right now, I'm talking to spiritual creatives who feel like they are constantly translating themselves. You're too spiritual for corporate spaces, too modern or too creative for the traditional ones. We, interestingly enough, are the ones who are expected to hold space. We're supposed to hold the vision for everybody else, but we rarely have places that can hold us. At the center of literally everything that I build is a Sankofa story. The concept of Sankofa teaches us that it's not wrong or taboo to go back and to retrieve things that we may need now. And for a spiritual creative, for a hoodoo specifically, baby, that's our fuel. And it's not to recreate, okay? I'm not out here trying to be the next Zora nor Hurston, but it's continuing to carry the torch. CuratedSOUF is a community that honors that backwards glance. We don't create from void over here, okay? We create from lineage, baby. I created CuratedSOUF with the understanding that we aren't necessarily working with new ideas. They're just generational truths being told a new way. So when we embrace the Sankofa type of understanding, creativity stops being a burden and it starts to be a bridge. You see where I'm going? I know you do. I know you do. We get the wisdom, we get the community, and then we bring it forward to sustain us now. That, my beloved, is why I'm building CuratedSOUF. It's a community, it's a sanctuary, it's a third space, if you will. I'm creating CuratedSOUF to be a place where conjure, creativity, culture, and community aren't just words. There are stock. Well, I used to hate that word so much, but it is. It's our stock. I want CuratedSOUF to be a collective of people who understand that our creativity isn't just about talent and what it is that we can do in our gifts. It's a spiritual mandate. So that's why I had to make this video talking about what CuratedSOUF is so we hear. You feel me? Because when I talk about the South, I'm not just talking about a place on the map, okay? I'm talking about a vibration, a frequency, a beat. You know what I'm saying? That ancestral groundedness that keeps us stable. So what do we do in the CuratedSOUF community? I'm glad you asked, Spooky, but let me lay down the law real quick. We do not ask for permission in the South, okay? We don't ask for permission to be powerful. We move over here in the South with an F with a different kind of intentionality. Number one, we do not separate the altar from the desk. Your work is your worship. Yes, I said it. And your workspace is sacred. Number two, we honor the process as much as the product. I'm going to say that again. We honor the process just as much as the product. We recognize that little spark you get, that little tingly feeling you get when you come up with a new idea, baby. That, my dear, is ancestral visitation. Pay attention. And most importantly, probably like literally the most important thing, we bridge the gap between the seen and the unseen. We are the new architects. Oh, what is CuratedSOUF? CuratedSOUF exists to support the person behind the process. Because when a spiritual creative stops apologizing and stop trying to explain away who and what they are, it just does it anyway, it shifts shit. CuratedSOUF is not just about getting things done. It's not about just another place to call yourself a creative. It's about building the version of you that is consistent with your calling. So, like I said earlier, I didn't return to keep telling the same story. I'm here to tell a new one, baby. And I want to build a table for everybody who is doing the same. If you've been looking for a community that speaks your language, you found it. We're not just all about incense and smell goods over here, even though if you have not shopped our incense, what are you doing? Look at the description. And y'all know I love a conversation, so I pose a question. What is the biggest challenge that you feel like you face as you're trying to bridge your spiritual gifts and your creativity? Answer in the comments below and let's have a conversation. I am Mac. This is CuratedSOUF. Welcome to the era of embodiment. I will see y'all in the next video.